What up, everybody? So glad you're here. I don't know if you know Coolio. What up, everybody? So glad you're here. No? Cookies. Yes. Today is my favorite day. Today is the chocolate chip cookie day. I'm super excited. It's been a little while since I've made them. So, you know, I'm looking forward to having some of my favorite cookies. So let's get started. We're gonna start with what we have going on right here. We have 3/4 cup of brown sugar, a 1/2 cup of white sugar, and then we have a 1/2 cup of butter, softened. Mine wasn't softened. I had to put it in the microwave for a little bit, so that's okay. And then we have a 1/2 cup of shortening. So 2 kinds of sugars, 2 kinds of fats. And then we have 1½ teaspoons of vanilla and 1 egg I've already cracked and dumped. And then for our dry ingredients, we have, this is 1 3/4 cup of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. In the recipe, in the cookbook, it says 1 teaspoon of soda. Soda? Like Coke? So this is 1 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So the first step is to heat your oven to 375, which we've already done. And in here it says, in a large bowl, combine first 6 ingredients, which is going to be all of my wet ingredients right here. So I've got my bowl. We're gonna do our sugar, our other sugar, our shortening, our butter, our vanilla, and our egg. I forgot to tell you about this fun ingredient. This is 1/2 of a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, so 6 ounces, and then 1/2 cup of chopped nuts, which I did walnuts because I like putting walnuts in my chocolate chip cookies. So there's that, but that'll go in at the end. So now we're gonna give this a blend until it's nice and smooth and creamy and looking like she's ready to go, okay? Have you ever bought a box or a bag of brown sugar and then you only used a 1/2 cup of it for a recipe and you put it back in your pantry expecting it to be the same consistency when you go to use it the next time, but lo and behold, you pull it out and it's hard as a rock? I don't have the tip on how to unharden it. So the tip I have is when you open that bag of brown sugar for the first time and you use it for whatever you need, take a piece of bread. I usually just use the heel or the butt or the end, whatever you want to call it. I use the end slice of the bread and I stick that in a bag in the brown sugar, and then I put that in a Ziploc, a big Ziploc bag, and I squeeze all the air out of it. So what that does is it uses the bread as a way to pull in the moisture. So any moisture that gets into that bag, and it'll keep the sugar, the brown sugar, dry. So if you didn't know that tip, now you do. I'm gonna go back to trying to get these lumps of brown sugar completely separated. So this is what the batter looks like right now. Nice and creamy, ready to go. It did take me a little bit because my brown sugar, I guess, had some, more lumps than I expected, so I had to break it apart a little bit more. So the next part of the recipe calls for you to add in the dry ingredients. It says stir in flour, soda, and salt. Baking soda. So stir in flour, baking soda, and salt. But I'm actually going to put my baking soda and my salt in my flour, and then I'm gonna sift them together, just so that everything is well incorporated. So everything is now well incorporated in my flour mixture. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slowly add the dry ingredients to my wet ingredients until everything is well combined. So I'm just pulling everything down off the sides of the bowl, you know, the residue of the flour, and getting everything, you know, definitely all mixed together. It's all over my hands. The next step is to stir in the chocolate chips and the nuts until they are well incorporated. Ah, run away. They're trying to escape. You know what? And if you don't even like chocolate chips, you can make these cookies. Like I love chocolate chip cookies, but it's not even for the chocolate chips. I love chocolate chip cookies like for the cookie itself. Sometimes I find the cookies that have the least chocolate chips. I should probably just make a batch with just dough, you know, no chocolate chips. So this is what it looks like once everything is all mixed together. And then what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to use my little melon baller, my little scoop, and I'm gonna drop them onto a cookie sheet with this thing. It says it makes 48 cookies. That's really dependent upon how big your cookies are. If you like, you know, bigger cookies, then you're gonna make less. So it's usually, it says by the teaspoonful, yeah, by the teaspoonful, 2 inches apart. And I guess if you go close enough to the teaspoon, you're gonna get the 48 cookies. But your cookies are probably only gonna be like that big, which is fine, whatever you want, right? I'm about to stick my first tray in the oven. This is how mine looks spread apart. Ah! Except for now I just messed it up because I showed you. Get back in your place. Go back to your home. So I'm gonna stick it in the oven, but reminder, 375, and it's gonna go into the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. So if I've learned anything from when I made Randy's old-fashioned oatmeal cookies, it's that start with your lowest number first. So 8 to 10 minutes in the oven. I'm gonna start at 8, check on them, and if they need to go longer, they can go longer, because you can add more time, but you can't take any more time away. So in the oven these go, and we'll be back to give them a try at the end. Final product, all finished, out of the oven, cooled down. My melon baller scooper thingy majig, it made about, I think it was 64 cookies, so a little more than 48, but these are also itty bitty. So, you know, again, preference, however you want your cookies to be. You want them to be monstrous, you want to make a cookie cake, go ahead, make a cookie cake. You want itty bitty little cookies? And use a melon baller. You want something a little smaller? Use a tablespoon. I don't know, man. But this is what we got here. So, I'm very excited to give these a taste. Let's see how they are. Give me a moment, please. I already knew going in that this cookie was delicious. But what I do want to show you, because everybody has their own preferences for cookies. Some people like chewy cookies, some people like really soft cookies, some people like the grandma's cookies or Oreos or really crunchy or, you know, what have you and whatnot. These cookies are crunchy. Let's see if you can hear it. So they are a crunchier cookie. Now, since they've cooled down, you're going to notice that it's not as melty right now. But this is what the inside of the cookie looks like. Hopefully that is zooming in. But it's a nice crunchy cookie. And to me, the best part about these cookies is that when you dip them in milk, they soak up the milk without like turning the cookie to like straight mush immediately. So that's my favorite part. These cookies are, like we already knew, a double thumbs up. They are delicious, not nutritious, full of lots of fat and lots of sugar. So eat them sparingly, I suggest. But we're gonna get into what we're gonna get into next time. I came across some soups. She had this marked off, and I'm pretty sure she had it marked off for the potato soup or maybe even the cream of tomato soup. But because I'm feeling a little bit, I'm feeling like I wanna, I don't know what I want. Listen, I've already told you before I'm a child, but anyway, I came across this recipe. I don't know what it was with people back in the 80s, 70s, whatever. I don't know, whenever these recipes were actually built, because this is a revised copy. I'm going to show you what it is. I hope you can see it. we're gonna make we're gonna make corny wiener chowder. I don't know why they named it that. Honestly, everything in this book that has to do with hot dogs, which is weird that there are so many recipes in here that have to do with hot dogs. I don't know why they're all wieners. I mean, maybe it wasn't really like used for what, I don't know, what I don't know, man. But anyway, this is, even the recipe itself, I don't think she ever made it, but it's in the book and I want to make it. The recipe itself, it seems weird. Like it's got creamed corn and hot dogs and Worcestershire sauce and cream of celery or cream of potato soup. So like like a Campbell's. I think this one's going to be a shits and giggles recipe. So we'll see how it turns out. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these fabulous chocolate chip cookies. I hope you come back for the corny, see, it's hard to say. I hope you come back for the corny wiener. Why is it called that? I hope you come back for the corny wiener chowder. Oh, that's going to be such a hard recipe to do. I hope you come back for the corny wiener chowder. It should be interesting, to say the least. Come back and see me soon. Bye.